Hey, you're welcome back. The program is still Morning Rendezvous, and that's what we have for you in the world of entertainment as well as the world of business. Now we are going straight to the talking point on the show this morning. Of course, it's the 10th day in the month of September 2019. Every 10th of September is usually dedicated to mark the World Suicide Prevention Day, and that's exactly the point of engagement on Morning Rendezvous today on Unilag TV. We are discussing World Suicide Prevention Day. We know that for quite some time, of course, it was almost a very rampant wave across Nigeria, people just taking their own lives for several reasons, and that's why we have with us in the studio this morning a principal tutor and a guidance counselor in the person of Mr. Esomior Igbafe. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome to Morning Rendezvous.
Nice to meet you.
And of course, he's also there's a principal tutor, guidance and counseling, International School, University of Lagos. So suicide, we've been discussing suicide for a very long time. It's been on the media. Why do you think that this discussion has to continue?
Thank you for the question. It has to continue because it is our duty to create awareness that nobody has the right to take his or her own life. It is good to create awareness so that others may not see it as a way of escape from solving problems. Nobody commits suicide without a problem or problems behind it. So when people know that committing suicide is not the option, then they will not do it. That's why it's good to reach out to people so that they should be aware that committing suicide is not a solution to solving problems.
Mr. Igbafe, you are as a counselor, a guidance counselor and a principal tutor. What has been your experience, especially at the level of course, the youthful population you cope with at the level of secondary school? What has been your experience over the years in terms of engaging with these young chaps, their attitude to this issue of suicide?
See, the young ones, like we see them, they are growing up with a lot of pressures on them. It could be academic pressure, could be peer influence pressure. So they don't have much experience about life. They don't really know the way out to solving problems. The only thing that can easily occur to them is taking one's life. I will give you an example. In the course of doing my work as a guidance counselor, something happened. A boy took his promotion examination and went on long holiday. Nobody came for his results. Eventually, when we resumed in September, he came happily, hoping that he was promoted. The day he came on a Monday, he signed for his result and collected it. When he opened it, he was disappointed. Of course, a problem started in his life. It was like a stormy cup of tea. He didn't know what to do. Instead of visiting the guidance counselors or somebody he can really confide on, you know what this boy did? He called his friends and told them that he was going to take his life. He just measured it as if it was nothing. And his friends didn't take it up. They thought he was joking. In fact, jokingly they told him, you can take one of those cheap poisons on the streets. Just mix it with a bottle of Coke. When you take it, you sleep off. So he took that advice. He was such naive and innocent. So on his way home, he bought it. That was how he ended his life. So by the time we got to know, it was too late. So the young ones, they don't have the skills of solving problems because of inexperience. If somebody fails, that's not the end of life. There are other opportunities. I will say failure as part of life experience. I don't know whether there's anybody in life presently that can say he or she has never failed in one way or the other. So that is what we're really seeing with them. And the young ones also, many of them shy away from discussing issues with people that are experienced, like myself or yourself or herself.
Why do you think
so?
they
But
shy?
then I think that we should first of all look at the issue of parents and adults around and the responsibility that lies on them, especially because these are young people. They are still very impressionable.
Yes.
And then owing to the fact that in our society, sometimes people who are elderly are not approachable. Young people do not know how to reach out. A child might not know how to reach out to a father who is quite strict and high-handed, or a teacher who is not unapproachable, so they find it hard sometimes. I don't know, where do you think the problem lies here?
I think when we look at this part of the world we are staying, it seems to be a cultural thing that people don't seek advice or counsel from the professionals. And like you mentioned, some parents are not approachable. They are so harsh because they expect so much from their children and put pressure on them. So going to tell them that he failed, the child could feel that something else might happen, and the child will go. And if you look at the whole thing, the teachers of nowadays, from my experience, many of them are calm and approachable. Like I said at the beginning, the youth of nowadays, they believe in putting problems before themselves because they feel so free. And again, many of them may feel that if they approach an elderly person, the person may not keep it as a secret. It can be confidential. But when you talk of a professional counselor like I am, I know the importance of confidentiality. But we found out that, like I say, in this part of the world, many people do not visit the counselors, and the counselors are there ready to provide professional advice and counsel, but they don't go. We need to create more awareness. For example, every Wednesday I speak on assembly ground, creating awareness on the need for counseling and telling them about our counseling services. Something happened very interesting. Some girls were involved with a teacher, and the matter came up. A panel was set up. Then they got to a point and they invited me. They said, Mr. Counselor, why was it that the students did not come to you when this happened, when that happened? And I asked a question. Let us start from the home front. The students spend less time in the school than the time they spend at home. They couldn't tell their parents. They couldn't let them know. That's one. Number two. And I told them, what of if they had enjoyed the act? Would they tell anybody? They will not tell anybody. So the problem is not that there are no people that can give professional counsel or advice. It is when somebody comes to you, you can render your services. And it is very difficult to know exactly what is operating in somebody's mind. It is when the thoughts manifest, you can say, okay, this person is that, person is that. But when you see somebody going about happily, you will know that some person is involved in such a thing. So the youths, we need to continue to work on them. This has to start from the home. Like my children, I do tell them, when you get to school, get close to your counselors. Even if you don't have anything to tell them, just go there. Say, Mr. Counselor or Mr. Counselor, I just came to say hi to you. Then that person will take note of you. We'll become friends.
You just made a very critical observation now. You said these young chaps spend more time at home than they spend in school.
Yes.
But there is also an argument that they spend most of the productive and functional hours in school than they spend with the parents. And still we have more of this. So is it not a reflection of probably the counselor or the counseling unit not doing enough in terms of interacting and getting to understand these chaps who spend more of their productive hours in school and not at home?
Yes. I like to start by telling you that the home is more relaxed and tension-free or stress-free than the school system. The school activities are numerous. It's not just one thing they come to do throughout the day, go on break, come and know. There are other activities. Apart from teaching and learning, there are also extracurricular activities. So, we operate in a timetable whereby the students change from one subject to the other. Imagine the time they spend in the classroom. So it's just a little time they spend outside the classroom. So reaching out to the counselors is not something that is so easy. So that's why I told you that they spend more time at home than in the school. A counselor is in the office. Once in a while he walks around, and when he sees somebody showing a symptom of inappropriate behavior, then you can call the person's attention. But when they remain in their classrooms learning, it will be possible. And there are 3 ways whereby a counselor can get clients. The first one is those who come on their own voluntarily, and the easiest to handle. Very easy, because that person believes in you. Then the second one is those that are referred. Those that are referred. When nobody is referring the clients to you, there's nothing you can do. And mind you, the counselor does other jobs in the office. There are so many other jobs. It's not just sitting down to counsel alone. For example, where I am, a lot of them travel abroad, and it's just like going from here to Abuja. The way our students travel is the counselor that will prepare the report, the counselor's report on each one. Sometimes the manual and on the net, you write a letter of recommendation. You do transcripts. And parents, in fact, parents visit the counselors nowadays more than the students. They are there for. So the time available in the school system is very tight, but at home they have a lot of time. Like they say, when the foundation is 40, what can the righteous do?
So let's look at parents now, especially and parenting. What is the responsibility of parents in preventing suicide, especially for teenagers?
Okay, before I just want you to save your thoughts. We'll go on a quick break now, and when we come back, we'll have his response to that question.
Hi guys, my name is Donna Mokwe.
Edmond Denaibi.
Dan Chris Ebie.
My name is Charles Novia.
My name is Chikweju Kulea Falang.
My name is Shafi Bello.
And you're watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
So keep watching.
You're watching
Unilag TV.
Unilag TV. Unilag TV.
Unilag TV.
It's very captivating, entertaining, and interesting. Watch Unilag TV.
welcome back. It's still Morning Rendezvous, and we're talking about suicide prevention. It's World Suicide Prevention Day, and we still have in the studio Mr. Esomior Igbafe, who is from the International School, University of Lagos, and he's been talking to us about suicide prevention. So before we went on that break, I asked you, because we don't want a situation whereby we are putting the responsibility or the blame on teenagers, because they are still young and they still need the guidance of adults around, both guiders or and then their parents, especially. So what is the responsibility of parents in suicide prevention for teenagers especially?
Yes, the closest people to children are their parents, because they have some biological connections there. And from infancy to maybe adulthood, they live under the same roof. Imagine the bond that has been created. So there are two types of suicide. The first one is planned out. The second one is impulsive. So when a child is having that kind of thing, parents are supposed to know. I know my children. I can vouch for them to a very large extent. And many parents cannot do this because from the stage of a kindergarten, they separate so much from their parents, from their children, because they take them to their crèche, from crèche to what we call this second stage now?
Nursery school.
Nursery school. So they hardly really spend much time with them. And at secondary school level, once they pay their school fees, they believe they have done everything. Every other thing the teachers should do, and the counselors. So parents are supposed to understand their children. They are supposed to know their moods. They are supposed to know their way of communication. You see, those who commit suicide, if we watch out very well, they betray themselves to an extent, but when nobody understands, they go ahead and do it. For example, when the child says at home, I am tired of this house. What does that mean? That means that child can seek another way out, which could be positive or negative. I'm tired of this house. So when you hear that kind of thing, you call the child. And of course, that's why parents should be very friendly with their children. Why are you tired of this house? What is your problem? You know, if you are in friendly terms with your child, he or she will speak out. Immediately you get the message and prevent it. In fact, that is why suicide can be prevented, but there's no medicine in the whole world that can stop suicide. There's no particular drug. You will say, okay, when this person takes it, he will not commit suicide again. There's nothing like that. But when somebody has been identified with that tendency, the person can be worked on to prevent it. But generally, there is no medicine you say once you take it, there's nothing like that. So parents should be very close to that, discuss with them. That is the thing. Communicate with your children very well. Once they trust you, there is nothing they will tell you. I asked a parent, he said, now your child was abused. The first time, did the child tell you? He said, no, that means you have failed, because you didn't make the child your friend. You are not his or her confidant. You are not. There are some, many touches them alone, they go home and say, Mommy, do you know that somebody touched me today? Then the parents will investigate and find out what happened. So suicide is not a thing in most cases that we just start at once like that and end somebody's life. It's a process. And that process goes through the thoughts of the person. It grows like a seed. During this period, parents should be able to find out something. When a child is depressed at home, he's not happy. No matter what you do, you cannot turn him on. He's always feeling sad. Then you know that something is coming up. The other one is impulsive. That one where it can happen anywhere. For example, somebody told a man in a gathering that you cannot father a child. This man went to him and hugged himself. That one was impulsive. But what would have been done there is to call the person. We will allow the person to go alone. There's one important point I'm trying to make here. When somebody is planning suicide, you will know. If the person is around me, I will know, because the person will be withdrawn.
Okay, so withdrawal necessarily means that the person might be something.
There is something that's making this person not to associate. It's a sign that this person is getting tired of life.
Mr. Igbafe, away from the youth, the children, so, you know, a couple of months ago, it was always in the news. There was hardly a day or a week that there was no news of someone taking his or her life. I think there was so much focus even on the Third Mainland Bridge. People were just jumping off into the lagoon and all that. These people were adults, you know. I mean, there was a story of someone who just parked, in fact, a very big car, a jeep or thereabout, stepped out of it and then just crossed to the other side, right there on the Third Mainland Bridge. We had quite a number of stories, people making use of that same pattern. These were adults. How did we get there? What could be the cause of this among the adults, the older generation?
When an adult commits suicide, it's a sign of self-defeat. The person has given up. No, there's one thing I tell people about hope. Hope is a force that keeps life going. In the absence of it, life collapses. Maybe that person, the other person that jumped into lagoon, had a problem, and in the course of trying to solve that problem, he lost hope. That is why hope matters a lot. Hope must be kept alive. You see, committing suicide is not a way of escape. It will only compound the person's problem and the loved ones. So, such a person, I will see as a coward. It's only a coward that cannot confront a problem heads on. We have to confront a problem. I don't know of a problem that can kill someone if you discuss it. Like they say, discussing a problem with someone is already half solved because you have let it out. Ideas will be coming on how to solve it. Now, I want to ask us a question. Nigerians are very kind, very nice people. We love ourselves. Do you know the other day somebody had a problem in Warri, a little girl who was sent out of school, and the girl said, "Why don't you came me, allow me to learn?" Nigerians heard of that. They took it up. Look at how they solved that problem. That is how it is. If they know that somebody is about to take his or her own life because of a problem, help will come. Help will come from nowhere. So those people, I look at them, like I said, as cowards. You don't do such a thing.
But then, sir, I like for us to be careful, because if someone wants to commit suicide and we say that the person is a coward, it's like putting the responsibility on the person. But then it's an emotional issue.
Yes,
when you say that
issue.
a person should open up to somebody and talk to somebody, people have trust issues. They are worried that someone, if they open up and tell somebody what is wrong with them, that the person might use it against them in the future, or laugh at them, or tell other people. There is trust issue. There is a lot of other issues that surround this.
Yes.
So what exactly do you think can be done to make sure that if a person is thinking of suicide, for example, the person can have some level of trust or some level of confidence that, okay, if I do this, if I do that, I am sure that this problem will be solved?
See, there's no one is an island. Nobody on earth should be an island of himself. We should interact with ourselves. We should have friends. What are friends for? A friend is someone you spend your time with and share your problems with. It's not only the good times. So when somebody has a problem that can take his or her life, what do? You share the problem with your friend. That's why we say this person is my friend. It's not ordinary acquaintance, somebody you are familiar with, no. But somebody that is your friend, that person is part of you. If you tell the person, look at what I am passing through, and I'm sure that that person can never allow you to commit suicide. It will not happen. So that's why I said committing suicide is a coward thing. It's not something that is praiseworthy at all.
In the spirit
now,
of... Okay.
Let me land one point. Now, when you tell somebody that this is your problem and the person is not able to render you help, what do? You seek advice. You seek counsel from people. Problems are made for people, and people are not made for problems. We should allow problems to consume us. So such a person is allow his problem to consume him or her. I'm sure you don't meet me, although I've seen your face before. Now, if I come to you and I say, okay, I'm Mr. So I work at ISL. As long as you work in this compound, I come to you and say, this is my problem. Would you send me away like that? It will not. No, you will not. Even if you cannot do something, you will take it up and look for somebody that can assist me, because you would like to lose me. Life is precious. Life is precious. And now, you see, when some people say, there's nothing in life, then there is something in life. It is somebody that has lost hope that will tell you there's nothing in life. Such a person can kill himself because he has lost hope. If there's nothing in life, God would have created us.
Okay, Mr. Igbafe, maybe to wrap up this segment, in the spirit of World Suicide Prevention Day, what will be your message to viewers of this program with a view to, of course, in the spirit of today being World Suicide Prevention Day, what will be your charge to viewers of this program?
I like to say that nobody should commit suicide, because suicide is not a way of solving any problem. When somebody commits suicide, that means that problem has overwhelmed the person. Because I don't think there's anybody in this environment that doesn't believe in God. Probably one or two, I don't know. But most people in this environment believe in God. And God is against committing suicide or taking someone's life. Not to talk of taking the person's own life. It's not a way of solving any problem. Imagine the loved ones the person is going to leave behind. So suicide is not a way of escape at all. Instead, to a compound problem. So nobody should do it. Nobody should live in isolation. You need to have a close friend, either within your family or outside your family, in your church, in your mosque. You must be close to somebody you can share your problems with. I was walking along the street and I heard a megaphone. Somebody was shouting somewhere, whether they were doing an advert. He said, a problem shared is a problem solved. So that means we need to have people around us we can rely on. Everybody cannot hate you. Everybody cannot be against you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
very much. We've come to the end of this segment. It's World Suicide Prevention Day, and we hope that with this package we've been able to, spread the message of the gospel some more. And we'll move over to sports segment now. When we return, we'll wrap up the show. It's still Morning Rendezvous.